Altium provides software to develop electronics, so we're software for hardware. That makes us a little bit different for this show. I'm not going to be talking to you about inks or metals or printables, although we care about those things. The future of electronics reshaped for us is reshaping the process of how electronics are developed. So a slight angle on what many speakers here have been talking about. And I'm going to be talking to you about how you can make the development of new electronics more agile. So, let's see, can we get it? All right, good. So this is a heuristic of how electronics development used to happen. There's many people involved. They're coming in sort of ad hoc throughout the process. And this causes a lot of rework, a lot of confusion, a lot of risk, a lot of repeating information back and forth. And what we envision at Altium, with some of our products that you might be familiar with, Altium Designer, more recently Altium 365, our cloud platform. By the way, I lead product marketing for Altium 365, so I'm more of a software cloud guy, and I'm learning a lot from all of you at this show about all the things that you're developing with our tools. Let me just ask real quick, did anyone here use Altium Designer, or you work on teams that have Altium Designer? Okay, good, so I've got some friends in the room. So this is how we want it to look. We want it to be much more structured and predictable, and also creative, innovative, and the keyword of my talk today, agile. So what we're doing at Altium is we're combining some of our products. I mentioned Altium Designer, Altium Develop. We also own Octapart, which is for parts lookup, to find parts. And we combine those and unify all of those functions together, electronic, mechanical, software, so that we can bring you turnkey capabilities that are available immediately to develop the next thing that you want to create and roll out as far as electronics are concerned. So part of that for us is making it easy to try, buy, use for a lot of different people, not necessarily just your core PCB designers. You know Altium, you know that we've been around since the late 1980s for PCB design. We've done a lot of things more recently, and many of you might not be aware of those, so I'll be talking about some of those today. We want to be secure, compliant, easily administered, and that brings me to the topic that I'm talking about, which is agile collaboration. Now, Altium 365 is cloud-based. Altium Designer is a downloaded desktop software. We get those two things to work together in the cloud, so the PCB designer using Altium Designer can work and collaborate with all the other people. Now, collaboration is a little bit of a loaded term. It gets used for many things in many different ways. But I want you all to think about bringing everybody together around a design, a PCB design, so that you can think of going from requirements to the design, to the procurement of the chips, to the release to manufacturing, to the mechanical engine. Everybody needs to come together to produce a thing, whether it's a satellite or a medical device. And it's not just about the board, it's about all the people that have to understand the board. So when you get to Agile, I come from software, and I remember I was working in software when Agile was a new thing. It was actually the Agile Manifesto, and this was, I was at a cloud software company in February 2001. And so the Agile Manifesto, if you're familiar with the starts with, I'll read off the script. We are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through the work, we have come to value four things: individuals and interactions over processes and tools, working software over comprehensive documentation, customer collaboration over contract negotiation, and responding to change over following a plan. So I'm going to say something very revolutionary. We want Agile to apply to hardware, not just software. And that's a lot of what Altium is about. We want some of these tenets to apply to the act of developing electronics. And so why do we need Agile in electronics and hardware? There's complexity that you haven't seen before in this industry. There's compliance requirements that are new and emerging and growing quickly. There's a lot of volatility and velocity. So if I just click, these are headlines, recent headlines, I didn't make this up, but if you just click into complexity, now you've got embedded electronics, you've got multiple